are gonna be the main villains? What will the storyline be about? Which actress has an undetermined role? And who do we think she'll portray in the movie? Speaking of cast, who's gonna be part of it? If you want to know, don't swipe or click away because here is Shazam 2 new leaked footage. The new teaser trailer is out. It's out a year and a few months in advance, and we're getting a huge preview of what the movie is gonna look like. First of all, we know from this little trailer that they've drastically improved the costumes this time. David F. Sandberg, the director, not wanting someone to leak the photos of the new costumes, did it himself when he shared a photo of the entire cast a few months ago. But now, we actually get to see what they look like in motion, what the superheroes will look like wearing them in the movie, and we have to tell you, they're even better than we thought. Gone are those colorful, bright, and ugly-looking costumes that we saw in the first movie with that shiny yellow lightning bolt in the middle that looked very childish, and in are the new scaly, dark, much more pronounced costumes with metallic details that are gonna take their game to a whole new level.
We all established something very special in the first movie, and in Shazam.
While director David F. Sandberg said that Shazam Fury of the Gods is going to show us the heroes tackling a new problem, dealing with the fame and their new superhero lifestyle, these guys have a bigger problem on their hands. We have a new tag team of villains now. It's not just Dr. Sivana. In this movie, we're going to see Hespera, played by Helen Mirren, and Lucy Liu, who's going to take on the role of her tag team sister, Calypso. We know that they're gonna be after Shazam's Staff of Power, and we see Lucy Liu wielding it in many of the battle scenes. But what we know is what will their agenda be.
This fun all around. You're in store for a treat, y'all.
Are the Daughters of Atlas gonna be a very basic goal of world domination, or are they after destroying Shazam's line of superheroes and taking his powers to become even more powerful deities? And what about the fact that there are 3 Atlas sisters in the comic books, but here we only get to see 2 of them? This is where the whole controversy with Rachel Zegler comes into play. If you Google the cast of Shazam Fury of the God, you'll see that Rachel Zegler is smashing that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it's said that she's gonna play Atlas, but we know that Atlas is a male god, so now we're wondering which role is she gonna take on. Screen Rant came with a few suggestions as to the possible roles she could portray, and the first one was the same as our prediction, or that she's gonna be the 3rd child of Atlas. The second one stated that she'll play one of the kindly ones. The third one opened the way for her to play Cece Beck, and the one character villain that everyone is hoping she'll play is Sabina Delacroix. Just like the other villains in the comics, she's a very powerful dark magic user, and her sole goal in life is ending the Shazam lineage of superheroes. However, this doesn't fit well within the storyline of the comics. Why? Well, it's because in the comics, the 3 sisters are represented as the faces of a 3-headed Hydra. Now there are only 2 sisters here, so we don't know if they're going to be including a 2-headed Hydra instead. Or maybe they're going to give Rachel Zegler the role of the 3rd sister and allow her to play a part of this great monster that the 6 heroes are going to be taking head-on as the movie's final villain, similar to how they defeated the 7 deadly sins controlled by Dr. Sivana in the first movie. Mr. Mind will cause a lot of problems in Shazam. Now, of course, there's gonna be Hespera and Calypso as the movie's main villains, but what about that minor reference at the very end of Shazam 1, when they introduced one little-known character in the series? We're talking about Mr. Mind, the little worm-like alien with a little translator around his neck that was standing on the window of Dr. Sivana's prison cell and was talking to him about ruling the 7 realms. Well, we should give you a little backstory. You see, this little worm was actually a bookworm. If we go to his bio from the comic books, we would see that he was mocked for being this nerd who was always studying, and Mr. Mind wasn't happy about that. He dedicated his life to reading, and then he tried to exact his revenge on the world. He broke into the Library of Eternity, absorbed all of the knowledge that the library had to offer, and now became the wielder of some powerful magic. What this allowed him to do is come back to the realm of humans and try to avenge all those who mocked him in the past.
7 realms are about to be ours.
After completing this, he broke into the Council of Eternity, and he was able to single-handedly fight the combined might of Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Now, to be honest, he didn't really defeat them. They were too powerful, and in the end, he was defeated by these guards and then imprisoned, but not before taking the life of Solomon. Here's where it gets interesting. If you paid close attention to the movie, Mr. Mind made an appearance in the second minute of the opening scene of Shazam 1. It was a minor scene and not that memorable. But then, that ending scene suggests to us that Mr. Sivana will be making or reappearing into the mortal world, and he will be collaborating with Mr. Mind. Sivana thinks that this little alien will help him, but he'll probably use his body as a host to duplicate and breed. Now, if there's a third movie, he'll undoubtedly reach his true form, his ultimate form, which is called Hyperfly. In this terrifying form, he can erase history with a single flap of his wings. Yeah, that's how powerful this guy actually is. Because it'll take too long, we don't want to go into the details of the 7 realms and the ultra-powerful form of Hyperfly. We'll just leave it at that for the time being.
You assume there's only one way to gain magic. No.
And finally, we want to know what's going to happen with all those DCEU references. First of all, Shazam went in and made a huge reference to Aquaman when they were testing to see whether or not his powers include talking to a fish. He was mocking his friend at first, but when Shazam realized why the skill would be useful, as he would be able to control billions of organisms in the sea, he stopped joking. However, we didn't get to see Aquaman anywhere near that film.
Because there's plenty of fish in the sea. Of course it's not real. I can't talk to fish.
The second reference came near the end of the movie when Dylan Grazer's character was sitting alone at the cafeteria and none of the kids believed him that he was friends with Shazam. And this is when Shazam came in to sit with him as well as freaking Superman. Now, they didn't include his face because of the whole fiasco between Henry Cavill and the DCEU and Warner Brothers. Still, we think that this was a huge indication that they're going to be including some of these superheroes in their upcoming movie.
From him, what's going on? My best bud in the whole world, and also new kid.
Do you think it's going to be Aquaman, or do you think it's going to be Superman who's going to make an appearance in Shazam 2: The Fury of the Gods? Or maybe it's going to go a different route and include someone they didn't mention. On a related note, tell us if you think adding Black Adam in Shazam 2 would be a good idea. You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.